It's so easy when you're evil. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be looking at the video games where the player character is unknowingly the villain. Is it dead? What the hell is it?
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Get ready for spoilers and renegade choices down the line.
What is it? What happened?
I'm Todd Habercorn, and I've played so many villains in video games, cartoons, and more that I can summon thunder with a mere villainous laugh. Let me try that again. There we go.
Let's get ready to Mojo!
Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. It's your standard RPG storyline. The protagonist, Isaac and company, set out to save everyone by preventing the elemental stars from being returned to their respective lighthouses across the world of Weird, all the while stopping the bad guys at every turn. Simple, right? I mean, if you know one Isaac, you know them all. However, in the sequel, it's revealed that these lighthouses are necessary for the world to maintain its cohesion, meaning that Isaac and the other heroes were unknowingly setting their world on a path towards Armageddon. Oops doesn't even begin to cover a mistake like that. Now, oops with a lifetime supply of a Ben & Jerry's flavor of my choosing? Let's talk. Silent Hill 2.
This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why.
As the definitive masterpiece of the genre, this seminal survival horror sees conflicted widower James Sunderland visit the eponymous, oddly foggy town after receiving a letter from his dead wife. Deciding to take the plunge and seek out his deceased beloved, James ends up encountering a multitude of terrifying monsters that call Silent Hill home. Turns out these deformed beings are mere manifestations of James's guilt and self-hatred, since his wife is indeed dead because James euthanized her to end her suffering after she fell ill. Sometimes the most frightening demons of all are those of our own making. Or from the mind of Freddy Krueger. I mean, making a guy into a puppet using his veins in Nightmare on Elm Street 3? Come on!
I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Nier. Hack and slash action games are filled with waves of enemies just ready to be decimated with wanton abandon, right? In this instance, the resident sword fodder take the form of shades, led by a sinister figure known as the Shadow Lord. You'd think butchering them would be doing the world a favor, yet the very feature games like Nier pride themselves on leads the player to unknowingly commit numerous atrocities. Despite their vaguely creepy name, the Shades are in actuality the souls of humanity that have been separated from their bodies. The Shadow Lord only wants to return them to cloned bodies and resurrect his daughter. Wish we could have known that sooner. Now the Shadow Lord will always feel awkward when it's bring your daughter to Shadow Day at work. Hashtag too soon. Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow. These iconic vampire-slaying games usually follow a similar formula, in that most involve a member of the Belmont family hunting down Dracula, who always returns after a century or so. Aria of Sorrow is a major departure, at least in terms of setting, as it takes place in Japan, in a time after Dracula's so-called farewell tour. We're then introduced to a transfer student named Soma Cruz, who finds himself pitted against a missionary named Graham Jones. who believes he is the reincarnation of Dracula. Surprise! Turns out that Soma is actually the Vampire King reborn. Nobody tell Alucard. Braid. A breakout hit of an indie game, Braid sees players take on the role of Tim, a snappy dresser on a quest to save a princess. While its premise on the surface couldn't be more unoriginal if it tried, what manages to elevate it to a new height is the inclusion of its innovative time manipulation mechanic. Not to mention that oh my god what have we done revelation of an ending. Remember that princess Tim spent the entire game trying to save from a monster? Well, it turns out we were looking at the whole thing literally backwards, since in reality, we're the monster that's been chasing down a helpless maiden this whole time. Ugh, I feel unclean. But damn it if my Tim hair isn't on point. Spec Ops, The Line.
That's white phosphorus.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You've seen what this shit does. You know we
We
can't
might not have a
use it.
choice, Lugo.
There's always a choice.
No, there's really not.
This ain't your daddy's third-person shooter. As Captain Martin Walker, players found themselves jumping into the heart of darkness as they followed the titular Spec Ops team in their search for a rogue soldier in war-torn Dubai. As time goes on, Walker commits more and more morally questionable acts, bringing to life that old adage that he who hunts monsters risks becoming one.
Reloading.
This was too much.
However, unbeknownst to Walker, or the player for that matter, the rogue operative you've been chasing is but a figment of your imagination, which Walker created to justify his own heinous acts and to shift blame away from himself. Who else got chills?
We heard shots. Is everything okay? Sergeant Roberts, what is going on?
Gentlemen, welcome to Dubai.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Dormi ifo Aurula Oshtu Hailwa Wukiwaikwa.
While it's mostly remembered for its intuitive action puzzler gameplay, gorgeous visuals, and soundtrack, this landmark title also featured a great plot twist, too. In order to resurrect his deceased beloved, Wander enlists the help of the enigmatic entity known as Dorman. In exchange, the creature demands that Wander slay the 16 massive creatures known as Colossi. While watching each majestic beast fall to Wander's blade is sad enough, it's not until that stinger of an ending do we really understand that Dorman has played a fast one on us. He pulled a Sean Bean, a Gary Sinise, who else double-crosses people on the good side? And by killing the Colossi, we have allowed him to be reborn into the physical world through Wander. Next time, read the small print, Wander. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic.
They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity.
Ah, yes, the video game equivalent to Awakening with Amnesia. The player character soon finds themselves flung on a quest across the galaxy, eventually being trained as a Jedi in order to combat the infamous Darth Malak.
I hope you weren't thinking of leaving so soon, Bastila.
Blinded by all the mind tricks, lightsaber battles, and awesome side characters, we were all caught off guard when Malak revealed that the player was in truth his old master.
The legendary Jack of all trades, master of all, weighing in at 175 pounds in a completely CG world. The infamous, the dangerous, the force-fueled Darth Revan!
All hail Lord Revan! All hail Lord Revan! All hail Lord Revan!
As you can imagine, gamers lost their collective poopy after they found out they were unknowingly the most powerful being in the galaxy. Well, second most powerful being. I mean, if you think about it, to this day, Jar Jar is still talked about, so, you know.
Malak is dead. All hail the return of Darth Revan, the true Lord of the Sith.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.